Go on, go on. So yeah, great to see so many new faces in here. Thanks for joining us all. It was a big pleasure for me today to finally hear that we were opening up the Discord so that we can let you all know a bit more about what's going on with the project. So exciting times, huh?
Yeah, it's great. There's been a lot of hard work over the last couple of weeks, and yeah, so glad that we can share it all with everyone. I can see a few hands going up. I see Lena Thornhill's raised her hand. So yeah, guys, what we'll do, we just lost Leeroy, but so the format for today, we'll just describe what the MetaBeats project is at any time. If you have any questions, you can type them in the banter channel or raise your hand, and we'll bring you up when we have the chance. And yeah, we're just gonna talk about the project and a little bit about it. So my name's Travis. I'm the community manager here, and yeah, with me on stage is our co-founder Leeroy Thornhill.
Hi, also. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about MetaBeats. I'm sure many of you, I'm hoping many of you have got an idea about NFTs and what they are and how they work. It's a brand new platform for so many of us, the musicians included. A lot of the artists on board had never heard of NFTs when I approached them as well. So, if you're new, just sit back, take your time to learn about it, because research is very important in the whole scheme of things. I've seen a lot of people today really calling NFTs crypto and stuff, and there are other platforms and plenty of the NFT platforms where you can buy using the credit card and real money. So there is still a lot to be learnt about it. I had people questioning me about things like that today, and it depends how it's sold. At the end of the day, it's still theoretically a bit of music. So the idea of MetaBeats basically is for you to have a personalised bit of music from the collection. You buy it, it's a one of one, and it's there for you to use, i.e. for a musical logo, for your business, for your brand, or you just hold it and jump on the ride for the utilities that it's going to bring. For example, if you collect one of the first 1,000 NFTs, down the line, we choose 10 of the NFTs, extend the length of them, make an album. If you own that NFT that's on there, you get a royalty from the album forever. There's so many ways that we can incorporate people and offer them utilities that are all really doable. So it's very comfortable, I think, personally, to understand this, because it's not reinventing the wheel, it's just pushing it in a different direction. We're not selling you whole songs, we're selling you a personalised loop for you to carry into the metaverse. Basically, if you tie it to your avatar or your brand, it's a unique one of one. No one else on the planet will own it. So that's a pretty cool vibe, and it's a pretty exciting way of giving music to our fans for all of the artists. It's something new. Actually giving away the IPs, when in theory a lot of the times we've all been getting screwed and give our stuff away to record companies and publishers for our lifetime. So it's a whole different thing for us. It's very new, but having looked at a lot of the NFT market, I don't think it's too much of a big adventure. Like I say, it's just pushing the music business in a different direction. The Bored Apes and the copies of the Bored Apes and things, they can go on for a certain time, but they're all just copies of each other. They've only got certain traits, a certain amount of traits. Music is timeless. So, we haven't got to stick to any boundaries that constrain us to what we can give to people. Nobody can copy all 1,000 of our songs, exactly the same. They just can't. So that's the uniqueness of it. We can't say, the next mint, 2 minutes down the line, it's not, oh, we've dried up of ideas, what we're going to do here. Like I say, this is just steering the wheel in a different direction. It's not trying to reinvent it. So for someone like yourself who wants to come on board and thinks, man, there's an artist I love, I followed them around, I grew up listening to their music, you can own a part of their music. You can connect with them in a way that has never happened before. So that's the community vibe that's there in Web3. It was there when we were all raving with 10,000 people in front of us, all feeling part of the crew. So it's not really a new journey for a lot of the artists. It's exciting like it was the first time round, but realistically, this is not kind of, I'd say totally new to us. Trav?
Yeah, it's I just wanted to say, like, on the topic of the NFT market, I know everyone knows right now that the markets are down bad, but for everyone that's been around long enough, like, this is not my first bear season, and it's not any of any worry to me. And for all you new to NFT, it's a great time to enter this space much cheaper than you would have been able to 2 months ago.
Yeah, again, for entering the space, like I say, if you're new here, it's a bit addictive. It's a gamble. It's a roll of the dice. If you don't do your research, there's lots of scams out there. There's lots of ways you can get, fraudulent behaviour on your wallet and things like that. And being part of this community, this is something I'd like to address for all of you. If you're new to this, have a look through the channel. There's some there, how to protect yourself. If you're new to Ethereum, how to set up a wallet. So I want to continually put information in there if you're new to this, because that is the one thing I found. I've been rugged myself. I've bought NFTs and, 2 weeks later, it's like, where the people who kind of sold this project to me, it's happening all the time. So you have to have a bit of knowledge with what you're doing, and that's something I hope to provide, because it is a transparent place. Once you're on the blockchain, it's visible. It's all transparent. You can see every transaction that's made. So from the start, there's nothing to hide. You just want people to understand it, to be part of it and feel safe within this community that, no one's trying to do them with a pineapple. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun journey, man. It's going to be a fun journey.
Oh, 100%. And, for anyone that is new, feel free to ask any questions in the community. If there's one thing I've learnt about the NFT space, is that it's very community centric. So, everyone just wants to help everyone else, so yeah, feel free. There are no dumb questions. And
No.
yeah, we're all here to help each other in the end. That's one of the main things about NFTs is the communities behind them.
Yeah, for sure. I think that is one of the most successful elements of the whole thing. And again, that's why we're very different. There's not many projects that have 54 artists there that you can connect with, that you can talk to, that can perform for you. And, by investing in the NFT space and MetaBeats, you're going to get a chance to, connect with people, get discount on merchandise, get tickets, studio sessions, DJ lessons, virtual DJ gigs. It's endless what we can do in terms of providing music and lessons for people. It's like I say, we're not doing anything new. We're just bringing it into a new space. That's the thing. The music world, is screwed. It's been screwed for a long time. People have always been getting ripped off, but even more so when the internet come along. It's so easy for everyone to bootleg your music. I can release an album, and on the 2 hours after I've released it, I've got someone messaging me saying, "Hey, yeah, I'm really supporting your album, love the album." I think, who's this? You know, and I have a little look, and it's like free download of my album on their dodgy website 2 hours after I've released it. You know, and I'm like, no, 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 you're not really supporting me, are you? You're giving my work away, you know. So, you know, this has just been going on forever and ever and ever. And even when people have got record deals, blah, 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 they're putting out music, if someone like myself standing there DJing online, on 90% of the platforms, a certain tune will just get cut out. And there's a robot controlling that for publishers, for record companies, and things like that. Now, rather than stand up and say to that platform, look, you need to pay the right money, the right royalties to playing the music for them artists, you know, rather than standing up and making them people pay, they rather blank the tune out so they don't get any money. The artist don't get any money. The artist doesn't get any promotion. It's just all backwards, you know. They'd rather no one got anything than someone got to hear the music, and it's just all twisted. And the fees that they're giving you, the royalties they're giving you from Spotify and stuff like that, is an insult. It really is. You know, you cannot make a living as a musician unless you're doing live shows and stuff, or you know, you're a top number one musician in the world, getting number one albums and that. But you know, most of that's manufactured unless it comes from old school music that where it was established before all the bullshit come along. Um, you know, so it's a very exciting space for all of us artists because it's like it was when we started. We were making a white label, like Mickey Finn, you know that he'd be making white labels, 1,000 copies of it, and it'd kick off in the clubs and in the raves, and everyone wanted it, but there was only 1,000 copies, so it become collectible. And then you do a rerun of it or a remix of it, and it's not really much different, like I said.
Yeah, and with the NFT, you know, this is like getting the only record that's been pressed.
Oh man, yeah, it's pretty exciting because I'm sitting there with my jaw just drops every time I hear music from the artist. It's just like it's just amazing. It's amazing, and for people to be able to own it, you know, like I said, and use it as their brand logo, um, it's exciting. It's exciting. I think it's it's got a value in a way that's personal more than financial. You know, everyone has their own reasons for going into NFTs, and you'll find this a lot if you're new to it. You know, you might think, right, I'm going in there and I'm gonna buy a couple of them cheap, and I'm gonna sell them really quick. You know, and flip them and make a bit of money. And then you get the three little monkeys looking back at you, and oh, yeah, I think that one's my favourite now. Yeah, yeah, I really like him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, he's brilliant. Oh, look, he's even got the same sort of smile as me. Yeah, yeah, I can't sell him. And mate, I'm telling you, it's a whole new world from pictures and JPEGs that you want to keep unique, and because they're things that mean something to you, you get attachment to it, and that attachment's always been there with music. It's always been there. So again, like I say, you're gonna hear some of the music and think, oh, maybe that's not my cup of tea. But then you hear it a bit more and you think, you know what, that really fits my mood when I'm flying around in my metaverse, in my spaceships. Because that was the thing, every artist had free reign to express themselves. The only brief was to create a human emotion. If you're flying around in a spaceship, you might not want banging beats, you might just want strings and pads and atmospheric stuff, you know. So the artists all got really buzzed up about not having to conform to what they're known for as well. So it was refreshing. This whole space is refreshing. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I could see, Colin, you've had your hand up for ages. I'll bring you up in just a sec. But I just wanted to touch on the actual NFT. So we have seen a sneak peek out there on Twitter and Facebook of the NFT. It's the avatar, 3D animated avatar playing a drum kit. We can see in the audience we've got a few of the artists rocking their avatars. Did you want to tell us just a little bit about how the NFT looks and the development of it? I know you put a lot of time and effort into getting these NFTs visually nailed.
Honestly, I can't begin to tell you how amazing they look. Our creative guy's just done such an amazing job. I saw other projects that were kind of in the music category, and it was either just a still picture there or the same sleeve, if you will, for every NFT and stuff like that. And again, I kind of thought, well, I don't know, there's not much I can do with the music, and there's not much I can do with the image. It wasn't really focused on being unique, anywhere along the line. It was kind of, right, you can buy 33 editions of this track, you can buy 33 editions of this sound, and everyone had the same sleeve, and to me it's like, man, for 33 of them, it's not really much effort, is it, to make them a little bit more collectible and a bit more valuable, personal to someone. And that's me. I've always collected stuff, from Star Wars things to Pink Floyd, Batman, Simpsons. I've always been a bit of a collector, and I like to think that you're giving someone something that they really, really want. Not just trying to flob them off with something that the first thing you can do, So to me, I wanted artwork that kind of, if you don't want to take the NFT and take the music off it and do something with it, you've still got something really dope. You've got this really cool bit of artwork that is unique. There's 1,000 of them. Everyone's going to, every artist, every track has got a different avatar and a different background. Some of them, obviously there's DJs and they have different outfits and stuff like that. So there's not like 1,000 unique styled avatars. They've all got their own sort of fashion and look like that. As you can see from people listening, there's a couple of DJs there with different outfits. And actually, Jason lay back there. He's really happy with his gold look. He's thinking about adopting it and coming up with a pseudonym, a bit like Gold Member. He's really happy with his new look. So, it's worked out well for him on that front as well. But in general, I just wanted to deliver something good. And man, when I went with my mates the other day and watched the avatars on his 4K screen, because poor old me's only got a Panasonic in the studio, I looked on his 4K screen and it was just like, wow, the shadows of the drum vibrating and shadows of his knee doing the kick drum and stuff. And yeah, I must say I'm really proud to be part of something with all of the team, not just any one person. Everybody in here is buzzing about the project, and we're having a laugh. It should be a fun space. It shouldn't be a place of stress. Hard work leads to stress and tiredness, but it's still rewarding. It's pleasure. It's not, it's not bad hard work. So,
and just quickly, the avatars that the artists have, are they going to be the avatars in the NFTs for the artist's beats?
No, it was so funny because obviously some of the artists were like, well, I'm not really a drummer, I'm more of a stand-up synth type guy. And, yeah, it's cool. They're not representations of you. You've got, if you've given me 30 songs, you've got 30 different avatars. This was just a little bit of fun we had back in the old days with Prod, when we had the Charlie Says, one of our first singles. We had people sticking flyers, little stickers all around London, down the underground, and on buses and things like that. It's just a little Charlie Says sticker, and they got people talking. What's this? Have you seen that sticker? What's going on? There's something connected, and that was what we wanted to create with the whole platform here. You know, if you get your head around the Discord pages, well, you'll see little things like the phone booth, for example. That's where there's going to be announcements, because back in the day when we were raving, there'd be like 200 cars in a service station car park waiting for a phone to ring to announce where this illegal rave was going to be. So we tried to touch on a few things like that, a little bit of fun, and by using the avatars, it created a few people talking. Oh, are you working with him? I've seen he's doing that. Someone else has posted one of them. So they knew something was going on, and that creates a little bit of a buzz. So yeah, that was the whole idea of the avatars for profile pictures, but nobody...
Yeah, they look sick.
No one's got an identity, but I just can't wait for you all to see the art, you know.
So yeah, the identifier, I guess, with the art will be the artist's logo in the background.
Yeah, every artist.
For the visual identification of, like, you know, who did what, so to speak.
Yeah, every artist has got their logo in the back of the animation sort of thing, and obviously the music. And there's a keyboard player for the tracks that haven't got beats and stuff, and the DJ and the drummer. So there's a nice little variety of them, and I'm sure people want to get one of each and things like that. This is how the NFT thing works. It's kind of, well, yeah, I've got the grill teeth, now I want the diamond teeth. You know, it just it just goes on like that. But yeah, I think the artwork, like I say, for me, is stunning. I just want everyone, like I say, to be really happy with what they get.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, with a bit about the NFT covered, I just wanted to give anyone the opportunity to come up on the stage, ask a question, or, you know, put something in the banter channel and ping me, and I'll ask on your behalf. But I see Heather Hertz has had her hand up for a while. Let's see. Yep, she's come up. So yeah, Heather, how you doing?
Hey, how are you, Trev? How are you, Leeroy?
All good.
Good.
I'm so stoked about this project. And I've been involved in NFTs since 2017, and I've just been like waiting for music NFTs to really take off. It feels like it's been a slow start, and this feels like the foundation of this is really strong. And I had two questions. One of them is, you know, since the community is so important in NFTs and the metaverse at large, are you going to be hosting like regular events in the Discord, like each week, like some kind of live events where it's like keeping the community active outside of like buying the NFTs once they are launching? And my other question was, I saw on the website your Q4 goals are to bring this MetaBeats Studio NFT platform, and I was curious to hear more about what that's going to look like.
Okay, so yeah, first question. Yeah, it's all about community. The whole thing's about community, and this is what I was trying to express. Where I think when you see a lot of the other projects, it can go quiet for a little while, and you know, I'm not dissing a lot of that. People have lives to do, and when there's one or two people who've got the responsibility to do that, it's hard work. You know, we've got 54 artists here that theoretically, if I interview one of them every week, it's a year's worth of entertainment. You know, of stories, of trips around the world, of tunes, of touring with David Bowie, of, you know, it's endless. Every single person, not every single person I know in here, because obviously we've connected through friends with some of the artists, but a lot of the majority of the artists I know could write a book. You know, we can perform DJ gigs in here definitely monthly, because, you know, obviously people working. Probably a Thursday night or something would be a bit more fashionable for the DJs, because someone's working Friday and Saturdays and that. So this is a no-no. This is going to be a one-stop place. You know, you come here, you can find out whatever artist has got new music coming out, where it is, what they're playing. And already tonight, one other artist come in, a good friend of mine, and she's like straight up for getting into the community. She does her own thing, and she'll come in, I'm sure, and DJ at some point and advertise what she does. We've got another DJ who actually runs a DJ school, Terry Hooligan, you know, so he'll have students that might want to get involved. We can do online DJ lessons, virtual DJ lessons through headsets. It's like I said, it's just endless. It's going to be, I want the Discord to be the one-stop place, you know, for everyone to just sharing ideas. And the music business, like you said, waiting for something to come along, I don't think it's not for want of trying for people. It's just pretty scary, man. If like I say, unless you are a grade A list musician, doing this on your own is not really a feasible option. You know, how am I as a single person? Everyone thinks the internet's and you reach everyone so easy, but it's not that easy. You know, it really isn't. And to have 54 of you all helping each other, standing side by side, is a lot easier than trying to promote an NFT thing on your own. And what are you doing? Are you going to try and do an album? Are you going to try and do an EP? How many copies are you going to do of it? Why are people going to buy it when they can get it on Spotify or iTunes? And, you know, there's just so many blind alleys at the moment. Yeah. And the big companies, the reason they're not in there is because they haven't worked out a way to steal from everyone yet and manipulate it. You know, no. Why am I going to buy an NFT, a bit of music, when I can get it on Spotify?
I think that's a big part of the problem. Sorry to interrupt. Is that it's adoption from listeners to understand what they're really getting in buying the NFT, and it's up to project creators to create a utility that's meaningful for listeners. But I think that there have been a lot of artists that have created very valuable utility behind the NFTs that they've dropped with their music. And it's just something that it seems like there's still a disconnect with onboarding music fans, but I feel like it's starting to snowball and become easier for people to understand. And then the next step is just getting them to set up a crypto wallet and understanding all of that on top of what they need to realize that they're getting out of buying an NFT from an artist, and how much more that directly supports them than, you know, streaming their music on Spotify or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had someone tweet me earlier about, you know, but surely music is for sharing, you know, and music shouldn't be for the privilege. You know, it's kind of, that's, to me, obviously, I can understand what you're saying, but it's like, it's choice. You know, I'm saying to him, for a musician to give away the IP for one track, you know, that's totally unique. It's not a privilege, you know. It's our job as well. It's the same as being an artist doing a one-off painting. You know, the Mona Lisa's got no value if he run a few thousand copies of it when he painted it. Do you know what I mean? So it's a hard one because it's a new world. But like I said before, it's to me, it's the same as everything. Cool things start on the underground. Yeah, now all those bods who are heads of record labels and stuff like that, buzzing with the next new young kid they found and all that stuff. A lot of them are businessmen. They weren't in touch with the underground scene, you know, and they're not connected. They wait till someone from the underground has done all the hard work and made a name for himself and built a following, then they jump on their back and they steal them. Yeah, they don't know where they come from. They didn't discover them in the back of that warehouse. They discovered them on Twitter when they got 500,000 followers. Mm-hmm. So underground is always going to produce the coolest thing, and it will have a lifespan of a few years before they all work out how to manipulate it. So yeah, it's
Definitely.
yeah. I think that's how I feel about it. But I think that's why it's great to get on board now and to give the power back to the artists again. Because any artist, uh, whether you're known or not, to be able to share your craft and build up a fan base and give to people, that's what we do it for. But to actually help each other and be backed by each other instead of giving what you've got to a record company, you're doing it amongst friends.
Yeah. And I feel like there's so much possibility with this community. Getting back to what you said, that music isn't just for the privileged, that, this space that you've created in the Discord too, like there can be events that are for people who don't hold a MetaBeats NFT, and they can still be part of this and still support it, if they don't have the money to invest in it. And then there can also be things that, are offered special for people who are holders. So there's just like enough love to go around and enough support, between artists and collectors and people who are just fans that might not have collected. Um, yeah, it's really exciting.
Oh man, for sure. Realistically, if there is only 1,000 NFTs on the first drop, you can't be stupid enough or dumb enough to say, right, we're only looking after the 1,000 people in it. Because it doesn't matter if you own an NFT or not. It doesn't matter if there's one person in the community or 10. It's the same as the dance floor. Every person contributes to who we all become, how we all become musicians and do this as a job. Yeah, so there's going to be kids out there that can write music that would blow some of my stuff away. you know. And, by being in this community, you're going to get chances to talk to artists, whether you've got an NFT or not. Get advice, watch courses, win competitions. I'd love to set up. I've got a bit of a dark sense of humour as well, so but I'd like to. I'd like to set up something like we've got a DJ channel. You come in, you've got half an hour, yeah, for after so just as for people to audition themselves and that, But I hate hurting people's feelings and stuff, but it's kind of like, right, you've got half hour, right, after 15 minutes, we're going to have a sort of vote-ometer. Like, if you're playing nosebleed stuff or, you can't quite mix a cake and it's a bit nasty, people can vote you out for the last 15 minutes or something. If you're really good, they can vote you in and you play for another 15 minutes. I want some fun, you know what I mean? And I want people, a lot of the artists, there's some of the artists in here that people never have heard of. It's about giving everyone a chance, man. It's not about being selective. I've been in situations where musicians are like, mate, I'm writing stuff for this company, this project. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, that sounds wicked, mate. Yeah, man, I've got so much, can't even do it all. Hello, I'm here. You know what I mean? Throw me a freaking bone here. You know what I mean? It's gone to that point where it's like I'd rather not do it than let someone else do it. And I'm sick of it all, man. I'm sick of it. All I know is I'm going to put my heart and soul into shaping something here for a lot of my friends who I know who is committed and is excited to be at the start of something. Man, it's like not got nothing to lose. The time they all put in to write the music and stuff like that is incredible, and the fact that they are happy to let other people have it, that just shows what kind of attitude that I want in here. It's about giving. It's about giving.
Yeah, and the holders of the NFTs are, they're going to have basically, their own channels to the artists. Like say if you owned like like a Vital Elements NFT, like, he might want to offer like a merch discount for his holders, or run events specifically for his holders, or the general community at large, or even just like the NFT holders. So yeah, there's certainly a lot of ways it can go, and there's definitely going to be no shortage of events post mint.
No, there's so many things. We can do remix competitions, you know. I, I write sound packs. I used to do sound packs and stuff, you know, and it can take you 3 weeks, a month to really kind of nail something like that. I could ring everyone up and say, right, okay, boys and girls, give me a beat. I need 2 beats in a week, yeah, and then I want all the sounds from separate. And then it's like, mate, we've got a Metabeat sound pack. You've got the beats made by 54 artists. There you go. You know, or they're going to airdrop you some beats, or here's the stems from a track that someone's written. You can take it, remix it, do what you want. Honestly, it's limitless. It's limitless. We can turn around. I've got 1,000 tunes, and there's 54 of us. We can turn around and say, okay, we've got a sound library. So we're not going to do that with these NFTs, I'm pretty sure. But on the next drop, we could turn around and everyone could say, right, there's a sound library with 1,000 songs in there. You own the NFT. This is sitting there in that sound library for companies to come along, take them, use them for their movies, use them for their games, blah, blah, blah. And if you own that NFT, you get a royalty. So it's almost like sat there staking. You've got a share in Metabeats. It's just endless, man. It's endless, and it's not like there's not enough to go round. You know, this is what you've got to look at. These people have been so greedy, taking so much for so long. You know, so fucking long. They've been stealing from us. You know, and without, you know, I can't say out putting in the work. I get my publishing things, right? And there's dudes earning 3 times as much as me. There's companies in America taking money from my things in England, and they won't explain who they are and why they're touching my money. You know, and it's like, unless you've got 100 grand to sit there and keep on these trials going with lawyers forever and ever and ever, you ain't getting nowhere unless you're the small people in this world. It's the same in every walk of life, man. You know? And I'm sick of it. I really am sick of it. It literally... I got to the point where I'm writing one more album because I've got an amazing artist I'm working with. And then I'm done with this. I'm done with it. You know, because why am I doing this? It's just a hobby. I'd rather look after myself and get in the gym and extend my life than sit here making other people rich from all the effort I put in to write music. So, you know, times are changing, and power to the people and all that, you know what I mean? But you put the work in. This whole space, you know, from crypto, 10 years ago, you couldn't look at the charts on the screen and put your own money in there and decide if you wanted to watch it and, you know, invest it. And the APR you get on it pisses all over banks and stuff. People have got a bit of power in their hands. And with a bit of research and, you know, help, a bit of research and a bit of help, you know, everyone here can, you know, make a little go of it and try stuff. And that's been missing for a long, long time, man.
Yeah, and I mean, like, on that topic, we have had a few people in the banter channel ask, you know, is Metabeats locked to 54 artists, or, you know, how could somewhat mystery and us
Again, that's
how does a vocalist like, you know, fit into this space? And also AK 1200 also asked, yeah, is it locked, and is there a way for artists to join the Metabeats fold?
you know, I would imagine that I would like to. I'm not going to lie. I'd like to keep it boutique, small and cool, quality over quantity and stuff. But I always want to make sure there's space for new talent, like I said, and people to get chances. So I would imagine I would set up some sort of system where it's kind of, right, there's 10 artist spaces for this collection, the next collection, you know. So, right, we're giving away 10 people. I'm going to audition them. We'll get them in for the one-off in that collection, and then do the same thing on the next. You know, I think that's just come off the top of my head, but that seems like a pretty fair and cool way to introduce people. We've got ideas for example, you know, everything doesn't have to be worked out straight away. For me, it's more that everything's feasible, and I can turn around in 3 months and say, oh, if you hold one of my NFTs, let me pick a random number. If you hold that one, we'll do a Zoom session in the studio. We'll write a beat, make an NFT, and we'll add it to the collection. Yeah, so people can buy it. It's yours. You put it in there. You get the from it. It's your NFT. You know, that's not hard to. It's really not hard to do. You know, so like I said, it's just endless what we can do in here, and bringing new people into the space. The vocalist side of things, we've got Rowetta from the Happy Mondays. She's just amazing.
Awesome.
You know, I touch base with her, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to send you some loops, drop me some vocals, and then she'll be like, look, I've sent you over some vocals that I've just done over a beat, and then a few of us have like, right, who wants to do a Rowetta track? And yeah, okay, then we've just merged her on a few different styles. So the chances for vocalists as well is there. We're not writing full songs; it's more hooks and atmospheres at the moment. But yeah, like I say, there's no boundaries to music. There's only boundaries to your imagination with the project. It's all been done before. It's how you shape it and how you include people.
Yeah, and I guess in the future there might be a possibility to open up, like say like we have our Bangers channel. You can always put some of your work in there and get some exposure. I guess there's certainly opportunity for those who are looking for it. Would you agree with that, Leeroy?
Yeah, man. I mean, I can tell you about the amount of times Keith's house discovered a new album. Or one of us would get in the van, this little grin on your face, chucking the new Wu-Tang album or Ghostface Killer, and the others didn't know it was out, and that, and that's what music was about, was sharing it. I'd imagine half the albums I ever bought were I heard them around someone's house having a smoke or something, and this is no different. I want people in here to say, oh man, look, in that room there, you can see what my music's about, and oh god, guys, you should all listen to this. If you're into a bit of hard techno, check this guy out. If you're into a bit of breakbeat, check this guy out. If you're into a bit of jazz, whatever, check this guy out. It's a community thing, and it's about, like I said, trying to actually reach people on the internet is a lot harder than you think. And if you start off small and cool, everything grows from a seed. The ripple in the pond and all that, it starts from the middle and it spreads out. And this is what we want to be doing. We want to be sharing and that, and helping each other out and build what it actually says, which is a community. And a community helps each other, and a community sort of listens to each other. All the ideas I've come out with, and amongst my waffle about the roadmap things, the records, the lessons, all them sort of things, they're sort of things where you can't necessarily plan, right, we're going to give music lessons. Well, there's no producers in it. You've got to say, right, who would actually be up for doing this? And we can set a time frame for getting it introduced. And that's part of what this is. It's about all the ideas we've got. And mate, we haven't even touched the surface. The 54 of us haven't put our heads together with everyone's ideas. There's so many different things. Mickey Finn was coming up with ideas the other day with me, and Vital Elements, and L Double, he does all virtual DJ gigs through headsets, so man, if you've got one of those pods in the metaverse, you can hire one of us to come and do a private party for you. It's endless, so you can win a competition and we'll come and do a party for you.
Yeah.
L Double is actually the reason I found out about this project, so I'm super hyped that he sent me the link. And yeah, his Twitch streams are so fun, and he just goes for like 6 hours, and I mean, he's been so generous with his time, and I've always thought about, I'm like, he's got to like get into like the NFT world and get on Discord and do these things, because people can be tipping him in Ethereum and stuff like that, and you know I don't know, this whole world is just, it's such a boon for creatives, and I know my life has changed for the better from getting into this world, and I just want that for all creators because we deserve it. Being on that grind and then having these record companies or artist managers or gallery owners, taking such a huge percentage of the money of from the fruits of our labor. It's not fair, and I think that having communities like this, not only does it give people opportunities to actually create a living, but just having the community itself, having the support of other people that are going through it too, and that are navigating this space, it's so important. And it sounds like the foundation that you're building is absolutely going to foster that for everybody involved.
Yeah, for everybody, because like I say, most of the people, like I say, I can only really speak about all the guys I know in the group, from the 35 years of us partying together, touring together, sitting at the side of a stage watching the next DJ and watching the crowd reaction together. We're all just people. You can't even say we made it. We're all just normal people who do a cool job, and we give back, and that's why been doing it for 35 years. You don't do that unless you've got people who want to see you and hear you and what you create and stuff, and to be fair, I've been on tour with some bands and stuff, and the lead singer standing on stage with his manager and the sound guy, and they're in a triangle, a meter between them, and the guy will say to the manager, tell him to make the sound better, or do this to the sound, or tell him to do that. And the guy's standing there, you can hear him. Yeah. That highly offends me because the guy's so stupid that he don't realise that when he's standing there singing his classic number one song, the sound guy can just cut that out at any moment or make it shit. Yeah, and this is one of those things where people value themselves. There was people like musicians and that I had to throw out of this because of their egos, because they wouldn't deliver simple things to me. They wouldn't get on board with it. It's kind of, look, dude, I'm not doing this for your benefit. I'm doing it for everyone's benefit. And if you don't, send me back that email, there's 53 other people waiting for you, and I ain't having that. Right? So if you won't do that when I'm asking you for your name and address for a contract, if you can't send me that 10 days late and make 53 other people wait, you ain't going to do shit in this, are you? So go away. I don't want that. I'm not putting, I want people to commit. It makes me very angry if people around me want to do something with me and they don't commit to it, because that's the only way I can do things, the best of my ability. And we all come from the street. We're all the same, man. We all shit, piss and bleed. I don't care where you come from. If you put your effort in and be part of a team, that team will be successful.
Exactly. If there's anybody in the community that's, making everything about themselves, then it just doesn't work. And I mean, the whole world of NFTs wouldn't work if it weren't for mutual respect and mutual effort to build this out and spread the word. And yeah, if you have like one weak link, it's not good. So it's cool that you are making sure that you work with people that understand, the community aspect of it.
Yeah, and every member of our team is as important as the next, because it doesn't work, with without every cog being in harmony. Some people fail to realise that, and you can have mistakes. There's human error. There always will be, and they'll be like, I ain't happy about that. Okay, done, spoken about, move on. No personal bullshit and stuff. People make mistakes. People get angry, but you move on. That's life, man. You can't hold these things in, hold grudges against people and stuff. You just move on, especially after petty stuff that goes on to create this stuff, And this space, there's I actually bought an NFT. It was a free mint last week. It was the Bored Ape Fat Club, Yeah, and honestly, people, I'm not. I don't. If I like something, I say it. I'm not bothered about that. Um, and a couple of my friends, the artists, have been asking me about getting into NFTs, and it was a free mint. All there was a gas, so it was about $11 for gas for each one. And man, we bought some, and honestly, they keep making you laugh. And anyway, there's the guy who's obviously done the mint, and there's 6,000 of them. The first 4,000 were free airdrops, and now the rest are sort of selling. And the community, there was no community, no Discord, no roadmap. Anyway, a few people who bought them set up a Twitter message chat unofficial attached to the Bored Ape Fat Club, mate, and that has built a community, right? Over 10 days, every day everyone's in there. All right, man, I'm just off for lunch. I'm eating this. I'm doing that. It's just pure comedy, and somebody took the time out to do that, yeah. And now they're all posting on Twitter and come up with, BAFC, and they're set up a Discord chat yesterday. And Matt, I'm sitting there and I'm going, you know what? This is such a fun place to be. It's making me buzz. The effort people put in to build a community, and I hope in 6 months' time they all get a bit of money out of that NFT, because the artwork's good, it's really funny, and you can do it successfully, man. You can do it successfully if you engage right with the community that are around you, and everyone's pulling in the same direction.
Yeah, and those kind of projects give me hope for projects that have actual utility and a roadmap and a plan for things, because those kind of projects, it's like they're like no roadmap, just vibes, and somehow the vibes carry it through, and it's really cool to see that. And it just shows that it just proves again, like, the community is everything behind all of these projects, and people being excited about it. And it only happens because of people like that take it upon themselves to create the community around it. And when the team is actually behind it, behind that support, or behind that community support, that really just makes it even better. And that looks like that's what's happening here. So yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah. There'll be no shortage of vibes here. I mean, we've got
Definitely not.
so many of the artists have come back to us and said that they want to play a set on the Discord. Currently we're doing that 3 days a week, just with one of our community team, Richter, who's in the audience. So there's going to be, some of our artists are going to come in and do live DJ sets, or they're going to jump up and do AMAs. And we might even also do, open up to community members doing DJ sets as well. Like, like I said, the vibes will be high, and I don't think it's not going to be mint and see you later. It's going to continue on.
Yeah,
No.
and that's a really easy way to, inviting the community to share their talents is such an easy way to keep the community engaged too, without, exhausting the 54 artists that are involved, who have, a career and busy, touring schedules and things like that. You've got a community of people who are hungry and excited to share, what they're doing. So yeah, that's just an easy way to do things. I've been involved in a lot of different NFT communities, and a lot of their content comes straight from the community versus bigger artists that come in when they do interviews and things like that. That still happens, but it's really good quality, time to engage the community and have people support each other through that.
Yeah, you've got to have the space for new talent in the world, and to give people a chance, and whoever's listening, listen, don't be afraid to fail. Yeah, we all fail. Yeah, you just keep going, and you learn from that. And one day, for me, I've been writing music forever, and it's only ever sort of been like, I don't know, 10 years ago, something just clicked where I could write any style of music instead of having certain ones that I was okay at. And it's just down to practice and dedication and not giving up, and being honest with yourself, because you get to a point when you've got a talent, you get to a point where it reaches a point of, right, if it goes below that standard, it ain't good enough. It suddenly clicks and you get this vision of how you want to do it, how you can make it work. And you, like I said, you can write any style of music or whatever like that. But that's about being honest with yourself. When something's not good enough, it's not good enough. And everyone needs one or two really close people who'll give them an honest opinion. You know, I have musician mates that as soon as I finish something, like, man, what do you think of that? You know, and it's like, your bass is too loud, or this is too loud, or da-da-da-da. And it's like, tell me if it's shit. You know, it just don't matter, because if people don't give you the honesty that you deserve, you're fooling yourself anyway, you know. So it's the same in every space, man. You just got to, you know, help each other, learn stuff, be patient, and give it the best that you can do. That's all anyone can ask from you.
Yeah. And you know, getting back to what you said about, you know, failing and keeping moving forward, and um it's it's difficult for artists because everybody has a different trajectory, right? Like, no matter how talented they are, you can have the talent, but if you don't have the support or you don't have the connections, it can be really demoralizing, when you feel like you're not getting anywhere. And that's why having spaces like this is just, it's so important for artists to have a place where there's other artists that they can share their work, they can get feedback, and even if they're not, you know, getting signed by a label, or they're not selling their NFTs, they still are getting the consistent feedback that, like, they're on the right track, and they have that support. And it's just really important for artists to be witnessed. It just, you feel, you know, even though it's something that you love to do, like you said before, you know, if people aren't paying attention to it, it can feel really frustrating. So,
Oh,
yeah, this space is just, it's really important to have it.
yeah, we can all question all the time, why am I doing this? You know, why am I doing this? But, you know, 8 months ago, I was involved in an NFT project. 8 months later, I'm getting ready to mint it. You know, mint one. It's. I had to learn the whole thing. You know, I already know the music business, how to cross it, but I got involved in a project, and while I was in that project, I was excited. Jumped on an AMA. Da 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 da. The people were going to get airdropped a digital suit for their avatars. I was like, man, I'd actually like to write a tune for that avatar. So you get that, and you got a personalised theme tune. Your phone went off. The AMA ended. People behind the project who are mates of mine, called me a couple of days later and said, "Dude, let's let's not think about doing that with the digital suits and stuff. And if you think you can pull this off, that's such a great idea. Let's just build a platform." So my point is, I had this tiny little spark in my head that was a good idea. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for those amazing people that saw that idea and helped me to create it. You know, so that is what I'm saying. There's artists in here, guys that you never would have heard of, that I got a break, man. And if your music's up to scratch and it's good enough to come in the collection, you know, and I would tell you that, oh, man, I think that one needed a bit more energy, or, you know, is that track 3 the same as track 7? Well, yeah, I cut it in half, and no, dude. You know, you're suddenly taking away my selling point. Unique, original. 2 people are going to have the same tune, aren't they? Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that. You know, so it's been about sharing my luck as well and curating it. I mean, I put every single bit of music I put on the avatars to make sure they're in time properly. You know, because I don't, you know, the avatar guy must hate me. I'm like, man, do you think I'm being a bit anal? But I think that logo's a bit dark. I can't see the edge of it. Or, man, the robot's knee, same colour as the background. I can't see it. You know, so that's what I've been like with this. And it was only because someone else helped me. And I want to help my mates I want to help some new people. I want to help anyone in this community. You know, my thing when we were setting up the page is like, all right, I want chat rooms where people can learn what an NFT is, because I'm not going to keep on saying the same old videos and messages over again, which I might as well be speaking alien. You know, non-fungible tokens, blockchain, you know, and ledger. People ain't going to rewind that 200 times. It just goes over your head. They need basic information that's written that they can scan with their eyes over and over again, and examples of it to sink in. You know, and surely that's the start of building a community, is giving people the information they need to get involved. You know, so that to me is the essence, the key to it. I want transparency to all the artists, to all the people who come in here. There's rooms for people to share their Twitter accounts, to engage with each other. For me, it's a pain in the arse every day going to like 4 or 5 different platforms and all that. I'd rather just go to one, come in here where all my mates are, the people that follow you and want to know what's going on. You know, because theoretically, I've got 20,000 fans on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. You know, but really, you bring out a new record and say, yeah, wicked, 3,000, then, you know, you go to your sales thinking like 300 people are actually your real die-hard fans. You know, most people want to know what you're eating or what colour your budgie smugglers are when you're on the beach or something. It's, you know, it's not, they're not very suited to music, all the platforms. You know, it's a lot of the artists are real, man, Twitter, what we're going over to Twitter, Christ, I ain't been there for years. You know, musicians don't really use Twitter. So this space here, Discord, is going to be the heart of Meta Beats and the heart of communication. And, you know, if something's posted in here from any of the artists, you know you're going to see it. It's not going to skip off your timeline. You're not going to miss out. You can come here, you can find out if we're going to do live gigs at Meta Beats concerts around the world. Whatever we're going to do, you can find out about it here. It's not going to skip you on your timeline.
Yeah, for real. Ben Brooks asks, with regards to utility, providing the artists are open to it, will the community be able to vote on what rewards we receive for ownership?
I would imagine there could be a situation like that. Like I said, I feel like I've got a lot of utilities. The order they come.
Yeah, well, I guess there's a lot of ideas for, you know, future utilities. So yeah, will there be potential for like community voting?
Yeah, I think so. You know, like I said, if you kind of like, if I say, right, who's up for making an album? Community, do you think we should make an album? Should it be a double album? Should it be out of the NFTs? You know, is everyone happy to submit their NFT, submit it in there, so that if it gets chosen, they get paid for it? I think there's a lot of scope for that. You know, there's so many DJs. Who do you want to see DJ? You know, what utilities would you like to see from what artist? You know, out of this list. I think this is the whole point of the community, to have them involved. And like I say, I don't feel threatened or nervous about the utilities. It is how we're going to, what order we're going to put them in. It's very hard to put a time frame on. I don't know the exact date we're going to launch it. I'm very patient about that. I'd like people to fully understand it. You know, the fans of the musicians don't know about NFTs. Adamski, for example, you know, he's one of my heroes, man. I used to follow him around, you know, buzzing to just find he was playing near me and stuff, you know, and I might even buy one of his NFTs. He's a hero to me. So to own a bit of his music or to be able to connect with him is just so unique, you know, and someone might, you know, vote, yeah, let's use Adamski's tracks, or, you know, I think there's so much room for that here. So it's going to be fun. I think the utilities will fall into place, and with community help, especially if some of the rewards come back to the holders and the community, I think, yeah, that's definitely going to be part of it.
Right on. And just on the topic of like the beats. So the artists have developed these beats in their styles, or has there been, branching out to different genres and subgenres that they wouldn't usually create music in? How has that been so far?
Yeah, that was one of the key enjoyments that everyone pointed out. That some guys were like, you know what? We're normally so anal trying to write an album. We write track one, track two, track three. 2 years later, we're like, track four's got to go like that. 6 years later, we're like, track nine's got to go. He said, and you was just like, right, I need 25 loops. And it was just like, bosh, we knocked them out. We looked at old stuff that we loved off the hard drive that we couldn't finish, remade them. And they said, mate, we had 25 tunes that were so good. Some of them we wanted to keep back and release. And the whole work experience of not having this anal picture in your head of just the freedom to create something. They're known for sort of housey, hard housey, tech house stuff. And, they've given me drum and bass tracks, banging breakbeat tracks. So everyone's done it. I have one guy who's known for house, and he sent me a load of his tracks, and then he was like, called me. He's like, oh, man, listen. I don't know if I'm going to have to take 2 out and give you some house tracks because nobody's going to know that's me. None of it's house. It's nothing that I do. So I better put a couple in for my fans, So it's been freedom. That's what Web3 is, man. Any of you out there, right? It's a lot of things in life, including dance music. All the DJs that are jumping up on tables and stuff, like superstars now, a lot of them wouldn't even be here if it wasn't the likes of us and people who come before us. We're not taking credit for the whole scene, but my point is it's kind of everything's regurgitated, yeah, and we're moving into a new world where it's almost like if you can put your stake down first, you've got the land, All these metaverse places, there's going to be people doing things on there, and you're going to virtually be able to be a door-to-door salesman. Yeah, so you stick your goggles on, off you go with your avatar, knocking on the buildings and projects that are going on these metaverse on the land. All right, man, how you doing? Yeah, good. Oh, yeah, I see you've got a lot of people hang out in your spot near the beach or whatever it is that you do. A lot of people here, but no music. How about MetaBeats write some sounds for you? So you've got some personalised music. So when people come in space on your bit of land, you've got original music. Man, you could sell it to them if you want. I can put on a pair of goggles and me Zendals and off I go. Spreading beats. And mate, if you can think of something, there will be people there who buy it. Yeah, so if you've got a little NFT project that you're trying to think, how am I going to reach people, there's going to be a time when you can just go walking around in other people's spaces in these other planets and stuff and sell things to people. Door-to-door salesmen will be back. But it'll be planet to planet.
Nice, I love that.
Well, mate, why not? Why
Yeah.
not? Listen, if you've got an idea, it's very easy, like I say, to reinvent an idea, to reshape it, to use it in a different environment, in a different medium. The colours, if you're designing on a computer now, you can spray can effects, you can do charcoal effects. This technology is ever evolving. The art of painting and using these techniques has been there from cavemen, from charcoal, but you can now do it with a digital pen. So someone's made the effort to do that. So it's now created a digital charcoal world for digital charcoal artists. It's like, just take a look around you and think, right, that works. Can I, implement that into my NFT as a utility? Can I go out to the world with this idea and find people who want to buy into it? this virtual world and metaverse and everything, it's the future. Don't forget what's under your feet, man. Don't forget what's outside your front door. Blend the two. Mixtures is always the best. The best things come together when they're mixed, and it's just a bit of common sense and, like I say, research. Because coming into this new space, it can be daunting, but you're not alone. There's plenty of people in these communities all over Twitter, and it is actually, like I said, really, really given me a lift after COVID, after all that stuff, being locked down, not doing gigs, all that sort of stuff. To have this space, and I see that my DJ mates are in here online, might be sort of asleep for a bit, kind of thing, but I can contact one of them just like that, and you see them all in here. Is this phone and stuff, but it's a community. That's the thing, it's like your neighbour. They're there, oh man, I need a remix, any chance of doing a remix for me? It's great. It's such a nice space, and really is I think what you put into this, you can get back,
Yeah, it's a really exciting concept, and for sure looking forward to how the metaverse it develops. And yeah, when I say metaverse, I mean the project as a whole. But yeah, we've gone well over the 1 hour mark. Is there any questions from the audience? Feel free to raise your hand or type it out in the banter channel, and I'll monitor that. But otherwise,
probably all really
Leeroy.
bored of me now. Colin, you were going to say something earlier. You probably forgot because I waffled on for so long.
Yeah, feel free to raise your hand down the bottom of the screen, the little hand button, and we'll get you up.
Yeah, please. I'm sorry, I do waffle. It's just I'm so passionate. I'm not like this all the time. Sometimes you can poke me with a stick and you won't get nothing. But yeah, I'm just so passionate about this, and I want everyone to feel the same about it. So excuse me for my waffle.
Yeah, we did go around one of Heather's questions about the MetaBeats Studio platform. Did we touch on that?
No, I forgot. What was the question again? I forgot. Point was the platform of it, the studio platform.
Yeah, the studio platform on the roadmap. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Could you explain about that at all?
Again, right now, I'd like to think, with everyone's help, we're focused on, the first drop, getting people to understand the project, getting people to understand that there is a good roadmap, opportunities and the utility, the kind of utilities we can offer. Not, like I said, necessarily in regards to the platform. I've had some artists say to me, we've got an album ready. We're thinking, should we try and do this in the NFT space? We're not sure. And I said, look, let's just do one step at a time, take what we're doing, have a look at it. That was what I said to all the artists. You're not tied to it. Come in, put your feet in the water, learn about the NFT space. If you go and do your own NFTs, you've now got a community who know you are, if they didn't know who you are, and we're all sharing. So come on board, and that's what a lot of people done. And we can turn around, like I say, if this, I wasn't thinking normal record company type thing, but if we create the power of our own community, there's absolutely no reason why the artists on MetaBeats can't release their albums through MetaBeats as NFTs or however they want to do it. It'd be a pleasure for the community, because at the end of the day, they know they're not going to get shafted for it as well. Because I'm an artist, I'm out to make sure that everyone gets looked after how they should do. Every man on the planet wants wants a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. And that don't happen enough. So You know, if I can do my little bit helping out some of my mates and people around me, then man, I'm happy to do that. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, sweet. So yeah, just had a hand come up, AK 1200. Come on up. This guy's been you DJ'd around from what I see in the banter channel.
Hey man.
How you
Can you
doing?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, weird. Everything got quiet on your end. Yeah, I think what I was trying to say earlier was, is this going to go beyond phase one, or is it locked at 54 people? That's sort of where the misconception, like, and you know, then you said it was, and I understand all about quality over quantity, but I'm not trying to just be a number added to the 54. I'm trying to see how deep it's going to go in phases.
Like I say, to be sure, do you know? When it gets to a point where I can't personally curate and look at things, then I think there's a chance for the standards of things to drop, or not necessarily the goals you set, you know, and your vision for something. So I don't like thinking beyond my means. This is why the utilities I'm waffling about are all things I know I can do. You know, I know in my heart up to 100 people, I could probably deal with it. And yes, I would need even more help on a personal level, not from the team. The team are amazing, but on a personal level, I'm in deep. Yeah. And if I had 100 people, it would be really, really full on work for me. Now, I want to be in touch with all the artists. I don't want to suddenly be this CEO that has nothing to do with the thing he started. Do you understand what I mean? And so I don't want to think beyond 100 people. I don't want to think 10,000 tunes that, you know, half of them don't sell, or you flooded the market by trying to be greedy instead of keeping it cool, like I said, and small. And yeah, you've got to keep space for people, new people, to give people a chance. That's part of my philosophy in life. But don't think for 1 minute within I don't know, let's say 10 hours of us minting and releasing, there won't be a project doing the same thing. You know, this is the NFT space. People will be copying it. You'll be seeing these avatars before we've even launched. But at the end of the day, you know, nobody can copy them tunes. They're unique. So I would rather right now, with my hand on my heart, say, man, I can't right now visualize it going past 100 people.
How would the expansion happen? Like, would we have like community DJs that get to like showcase their stuff, and if it's well received, they could be invited? How would you see that onboarding process?
Again, this is why for me, you know, like to me to listen to every track I've been submitted one after another would take 48 hours. So I've listened to every single track when it sends it to me, and I listen to every single track all the way through to choose what avatar it has on it. Then I have to listen to it all the way through numerous times when I'm syncing the tempo of it to the avatar. You know, and that's my buzz, and that's my at the moment. That's my want to do that. You know, so that nothing can slip through the net. So the thought of doing that for 10,000 pieces of music puts me in an early grave. You know, I'm not going to shit it. I don't want to do that. You know, and I'm not confident enough to believe right now that if I had 10,000 loops sitting here and 10,000 tunes and 1,000 artists, that it's going to do any better than this. It's not going to do any better than this. Because, you know, unless I'm looking for numbers of pound notes and dollars, it ain't going to do no better than this, because I want the control and the quality. And like I said, I want people knocking on my door to get in. I want record labels and people like that trying to get in here, the same as they did with the underground. And the underground can only remain underground if it's a certain size. Once it spreads to the masses, it's not underground. And, and they take advantage and water it down.
Right. I think again where like I've crossed, or I've not clearly said what I intended to say. Like if you look at, like I come from dubplate culture, so if you look at it from that aspect, where there's a couple people that have been handed out a DAT, yeah, and so that's their bit. But sometimes you'll give parts to somebody and they'll do a little VIP of something. And that VIP of something at some point down the road, that's technically we were doing NFTs in analog way back then. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to get at in a way of utilities unlocking, like maybe stems. I'm not talking about anything that interferes with what you've already got established. I'm saying the road ahead.
Oh man, for sure. But that is the beauty of giving you the IP, I think. I mean, if you said that the guy who with the Bored Apes has set up Bored Burger, and his staff will wear whatever his Bored Ape number is, they got the ape on there. He's made a franchise thing out of that, which maybe can grow. I want you to be able to take the IP. You can do what you want with that music. You can cut it up, you can mix it. You can. Yeah, we can give away stems to people to write their own tune from the stems. Like you say, it's not really new ground. It's just how you deliver those utilities and make them attractive to people. For example, straight away now, I know that you'll be up for doing a remix of something. You spoke to me that you come from a dub scene, that you understand this underground thing. So, you can only help me by throwing me ideas of how I see the utility of what you're saying with the stems. Why don't we do an album where 10 of the artists give the stems away? Like the people can take them, and whichever one writes the best tune out of them 10 stems, we'll make an NFT. Otherwise, they can take it away, make a chart-topping track with Snoop Dogg, whatever they want to do. I think that is what giving this IP away is,
Yeah, and I guess
that's what I was getting at when I was asking about it being locked at 54. That was the whole thing I was trying to get at. I understand the exclusivity of what you already have in place and the 54 foundation artists. And again, you'll get to know me a little bit later on throughout this little journey, because I'm not really going anywhere, man. And I've been here a while.
Yeah, man, let's connect. Like I said, this is what this is about. The music business, I'm not trying to do anything new. You've been there. You can say to me, man, we've done these white labels and we put the mad sticker on there and everyone went crazy. It's that simple, isn't it? It is that simple. If you've experienced something like that you can share with us that crosses into the NFT world, well,
that's what I've already got. I've already been hitting Lee up. So yeah,
man, quality. Yeah, this connects, man, for sure. This is what I'm saying. Nothing comes of trying and connecting with people. Sometimes it's a perfect match, sometimes it doesn't work, but somewhere down the line you might be able to connect or help each other out again. This is the business.
Yeah. Nice one, man. Well, that's really all I wanted to make clear. Like, I just wanted to make sure that you know what I mean, that's what I mean by room for community, because I like to think that I'm a big part of this community as a whole. Like, and again, you'll see that by action. Yeah,
man, it's good to have you on board. Really cool, man, and really value, like I say, any advice and ideas, and the fact that you've questioned me in a way that I haven't had to explain before. It's brilliant. It's brilliant because, again, so I am new to this. I haven't got the answer for everything. People started asking me certain things about money stuff, I'd have to say, well, I need to talk to Crypto Man. That's not my department. But mate, I can't thank you enough, and it helps other people understand when you've got questions that I haven't waffled on about before.
Right. Well, yeah, big up, man. This is definitely going to be a fun ride, and I'm all about it. So, congrats and big respect. I'm gonna bow out now and let you guys keep to it.
All right, man. Respect. And like I said, if you've got anything going on, keep an eye on the rooms on the left. You've got stuff to promote, drop it in there. Let people hear what you're up to and stuff as well, This is what this is all about.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, AK.
Awesome.
That's calling me the Crypto Man? Yeah, I don't know. Don't want to be labelled the Crypto Man. I'm the community man.
You're a community man. Crypto Man, it's one of those things. You can't know everything about everything possible. If you think you do.
Yeah. We're all learning.
But man, it's a wicked space. And tomorrow, have we got Richter playing tomorrow?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Be sure to check out the events, guys. Yeah. Leeroy and I'll be having another chat tomorrow. And then we'll be following that up with the live DJ set from Richter. The man gives us 3 sessions a week, so keep a lookout for those. And then, we hope to get in some more DJ sets as well, whether that be from artists or community members. So plenty happening on the events front, so look out for those events. We post the calendar in the events channel, and you'll find the native events at the top of the server. Other than that, you'll find a bit of info and links in our official category, and previous AMA recordings in there as well for you to check out and get a little bit more background. We've had three little sessions so far, so but this one will also be posted up there after the fact. And with that, Leeroy, do you have any sign-off remarks?
Yeah, man. If I can sort out the technical grief I've had today, I'll drop some tunes tomorrow night as well at some point. Maybe we'll just keep going. But yeah, guys, so pleased to have you on board. This is going to be hopefully an educational place for a lot of you. Some of the DJs we've got here, like I said, are musicians followed around from my youth, see them play, and you're going to get the privilege of hearing them perform and do things. And I think you'll hear a lot of history through music from '89 onwards, from tracks that you never knew. I never knew that was done by them. I thought that was so and so. It depends on how old you are. You're going to get being in here of a lot of dance music, especially how it was applied and built up in the early days in the English raves. So, yeah, welcome on board. Thanks for coming in and listening. Go and hang out in Banter. I'm going to go and use the toilet and get a drink. Dry as Gandhi's flip-flop. I'm out. Have fun, people. Stay safe.
Thanks, everyone.